What's up, everybody? Today's Season 3 Reloaded in Warzone and Modern Warfare 3. So as usual, we're going to run through the patch notes, see what's being added to the game, see what's been buffed, nerfed, changed. As usual, we're only going to cover Warzone. If you want Modern Warfare 3 and Zombies, all that, I'll link all the patch notes down below, as well as the Warzone patch notes if you want to go check those out for yourself. But we're just going to cover Warzone as usual here. Before I get into that, along with this being linked down below, I also have my Twitch. I will be live tonight, trying out the new AR, trying out, looking for the new meta, trying whatever you want to see. So if you want to see something, come hop in a chat. Let me know what you want to see. As well as that, I also have all my socials linked down below if you want to check those out. Always appreciate any follows, interactions on any site, social media, whatever. But without further ado, let's run through these patch notes. All right, so we have some global customization stuff. They resolved a Wilson skin that's MWIII. Slash damage tracers on the Dynamite barrel now consistently play. Improved visual effects when removing the barrel from the viral ignition blueprint. Something new coming this season is these weapon prestige camos. Every season will have its own prestige camo that you can earn on weapons. You unlock it by earning 150,000 XP. And it's only the weapon that you get that XP with, I believe. It says, to unlock a weapon prestige camo, players must earn a set amount of weapon XP for any weapon of choice, including those carried forward from Modern Warfare 2. Weapon prestige camos are earned on a per weapon basis. So if you wanted them on 10 weapons, you have to get 1.5 million weapon XP. So if you get it, it's only really probably going to be with one. The maps, for map changes, the only thing is on Urzikstan, the bunkers are open, but they're redacting what's inside. For modes, we have Rebirth Island has loaded resurgence coming, where you just pick your loadout and you drop in with that loadout. They're also getting locked down on Rebirth Island. Here is the playlist for the first week of the season. Loaded resurgence trios, ranked play trios on Rebirth Island, plunder quads on Urzikstan. Battle Royale has solos, duos, trios, and quads on Urzikstan. And resurgence has solos and duos, map rotation with quads, Rebirth Island. So for the first week, if you want to play trios, you have to play the new loaded resurgence. General Resurgence Champions Quest. Resurgence fans may now experience the Ultimate Resurgence Challenge on 2 new maps, Fortune's Keep and Vondel. Cosmetic rewards are shared between Rebirth Island, Fortune's Keep, and Vondel. Rebirth Island audio improvements. Improvements have been made to audio occlusion, and audio level adjustments have been made for ascenders, parachutes, enemies, and parachutes and enemy footsteps. The enemy footsteps I thought were pretty good on Rebirth, but of course I always want more footsteps. Ascenders and parachutes, I really didn't have too many audio issues on Rebirth. Ascender audio improvements. Enemies and allies using Ascenders will now make 2 distinct audio sounds. Interrogation and revive sound, quality of life, increased audible distance and volume of interrogation and revive sounds. For gameplay changes on Rebirth Island, we're getting new features in a heavy armor public event, which will notify you on infill. There's a low chance of it, but it's where you now have 4 plates instead of 3, which increases the plate health from 150 to 200. We're getting the weapon trade stations that we had in Warzone 1. You can pause to read what you'll get for each type of weapon. You have the common, uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary / ultra weapon. The utility box, which is just armor and muni combined. If you played the Mazrah Halloween event, that was the spooky box. Foresight is coming back from Warzone 1, where it shows all of the circles, including the final circle rotation. Specialist perk package is back, where if you find it, you get every perk for picking it up and holding it. Redacted upgrade with the arrival of a new excellent gear. Kony has updated blank to make good use of them. Rebirth Island Resurgence is now getting the variable time of day, where you can end up with sunset, overcast, or foggy. Just like on Vondel, I'm sure everybody, including myself, is going to hate foggy. I don't know why they added foggy, but it is what it is. Similar to Vondel, the time of day may change during one specific match. Keep an eye on smart displays to stay informed about the forecast. I don't know about you, but I never look at those smart displays. Adjusted features, all maps and all modes. The Ascender improvements, minor improvements to use range and angles for Ascenders. This change primarily helps with circumstances where Ascenders and elevators would not provide a prompt at certain angles and ranges. And ascenders at elevator locations will now be easier to interact with. Kind of the same thing there for both of them. Rebirth Island high stakes crates now give a utility box instead of ammo and armor. The medicine cabinet will now drop 1 stim instead of 2. The spy drone contract got nerfed, but buffed from a player perspective, where the swarm's down to 7 from 9. They reduced the spy drone's health, it says, substantially, which I don't know why they're so easy to shoot down. Slightly lowered spy drone's base altitude, shortened the minimum and maximum spy drone spawn distance from player. Biometric scanner animation time is reduced when interacting, which is good because I almost got killed by it just a couple days ago. Warzone Bootcamp loot has removed the PDS, the loadout drop marker, and loadout chests. For weapons, the new weapon we are getting is the BAL 27 bullpup rifle that has a ramped up fire time where the first 4 shots are slower but highly accurate, and then the fire rate increases over time as the trigger's pulled. The new aftermarket parts are the Jack Patriot, which turns the M16 fully automatic. The Jack Wardens, which if you're an old school Call of Duty player, you remember what this is. But the Lockwood MK2 is turning into akimbo powerful lever action shotguns. If you know, you know. The Jack Atlas kit is turning the AMR into a 5-round burst carbine chambered in 5.56. Not going to be. I guarantee you it's not. And then here's all the weapon changes. The BP-50 got a hipfire nerf, as well as the SVA also got that hipfire nerf. Honestly, so did the MTZ, the Holger 5.56, and the MCW all got those same nerfs. But the Ram 7 also got a max damage, near mid damage, and near mid damage range, and mid damage range nerfs. Hopefully that Ram is finally out of the meta. The MCW also got a mid damage, min damage, and max damage range buff. Maybe it's going to finally find its way into the meta, especially with that easy recoil. The FR 5.56 got an ADS buff, an ADS movement buff, a bullet velocity buff, and an upper torso and upper arm modifier buff, and then a bunch of changes. You can pause to read these if you're interested, and those as well. They're just attachment changes, but no one uses that gun, so I'm not really too worried about it. The M13B got a max damage increase, so that's your up-close damage. So good sniper support potentially. Headshot modifier decreased, but the upper torso and arm and hand modifiers were all increased. Tempest Razorback got a near mid damage increase and a min damage increase. The FR Advancer, which is terrible and nobody even thinks about using without wanting to vomit, got a near mid damage, a mid damage, and a min damage buff. The SOA Subverter got a minimum damage decrease, so that's your long range damage, but its max damage range was also decreased, so that's your close range damage range. The MTZ 762 got an ADS time buff, as well as its Jack Thunder LMG kit also got that buff. The SOA 14 got a sprint to fire and ADS time buff as well. The HRM, which hopefully now will not be meta, got a max damage and a near mid damage, as well as a mid damage and max damage range decrease. So now it drops off sooner and it does less damage at almost all ranges except for your long range, which no one's using it for. Hopefully this opens up the SMG meta. The Ram 9 got a horizontal and vertical recoil nerf. The Rival 9 got a max damage and got a max damage buff, but a max damage range nerf. The lower arm and hand modifier and the lower torso modifier also got a buff. Maybe the Rival 9 starts to sneak into the meta, but I think it's going to be one of these two, either the WSP 9 or the Striker. Could be the Striker 9, but the WSP 9 got a decreased sprint to fire time. That's 66 milliseconds is quick. The Striker got a minimum damage and a mid damage range buff. Look out for the WSP-9, the Striker, and the Striker 9 to take over that SMG meta. The KV Broadside Jawbreaker got aim down sight spread removed. The Riveter got a faster aim down sight, but it increased its aim down sight spread when you use the gauge ball ammunition. The DG58 LSW got an upper torso modifier, an arm and hand modifier, and lower torso modifier increase. Maybe this thing finds its way back into being top tier viable / meta. The Bruin MK9 got a max damage, leg modifier, and a lower torso modifier nerf. Maybe this thing's not ever going to actually truly be meta, and it looks like it might be dropping out of it. The Attack Eradicator got a sprint to fire and ADS time buff. The XRK Stalker and the Cat both got bullet velocity nerfs, as did the Moors, and the Moors also got an aim down sight nerf. And the HVPT anti-material slug ammunition got a higher bullet velocity penalty, which is the ammunition that everyone puts on to make it unlimited one-shot. So that's really going to bring down the bullet velocity. Potentially with the meta build, it already had the lowest bullet velocity, but it might not even be anywhere close now. The Core 45, the Renetti, and the TYR, the WSP Stinger, the P890, the X12, and the 9mm Damon pistols all got base movement speed buffs. The WSP Stinger also got an upper torso modifier buff, and if you know, you know, but the Akimbo WSP Stinger is absolutely broken now. The only thing limiting it is its mags, which is probably a good thing because the time to kill is just stupid on it. The Deagle got an increased sprint speed buff, and so did the X12, and then the 9mm Damon Akimbo also got max damage, near mid damage, minimum damage, max damage range, near mid damage range, mid damage range, movement, and hipfire buffs. So this thing probably is not meta, but it might be interesting to play with. The Fortune's Keep Bunker Buster, the drop time got reduced. The explosion max damage was reduced, but the explosion minimum damage was increased. The explosion radius was reduced, but the gas radius was increased. So it just got kind of a rebalance here. The ranked play restrictions updated menu to provide additional clarity for restricted weapons. Champions Quest added a prompt to notify players who attempt to leave a match that a Champions Quest objective is in progress and available to intercept. So now I think we'll be able to intercept them. They didn't say we could, and they haven't been able to yet, but maybe now. Bunker Buster mini-map improvements. End of match flow after match ends. Players will be returned to the selected playlist mode rather than to the playlist select menu. Perk description. Additional information has been added to some perk descriptions. And then bugs. Fix several occlusion issues, allowing players to exploit the map. Fix an issue that prevented UAVs and counter UAVs from being used while sitting in the passenger vehicle. Fix an issue making it difficult to use the ladder at the lighthouse and the headquarters on Rebirth Island. I didn't have that issue. Fix an issue causing floating foliage around Rebirth Island. Fix an issue causing the in-game stats tab to show incorrect stats at the end of the match. Fix an issue preventing players from respawning in resurgence after they rejoin a match in progress. And fix an issue causing players to get stuck loading when queuing for Warzone Boot Camp. That is all of the additions, the changes, the buffs, the nerfs, the fixes. That's everything in Season 3 Reloaded Update, which is live as of recording and posting this video. So hop in there. Before you do, like I said, go down below. Go follow my Twitch. If you want to see me try anything, you won't have any questions, hop into my chat, let me know what you want to know, and I'll be happy to oblige. Like I said, the patch notes will be linked down below. All my socials will be linked down below, so feel free to check all of those out. But I will see you on Urzikstan and Rebirth Island. Get frying. Have a good day. Bye.